Cool. So now it's all about starting off with our first campaign in this digital marketing project management program for springtails.in. Now, Springtails is an e-commerce website available at springtails.in, and this website is having multiple products for women. Now, all of these products were taken from Roposo Clout. Roposo Clout is a dropshipping platform. So what we did, we started with initially making a website on Shopify. Shopify is an e-commerce platform. Whenever you are needed to make any website for using a CMS, which means if you don't know coding, you can simply have a website created on Shopify. So we chose a theme, then we uploaded all the products on Shopify. In fact, most of these products have been taken from Roposo Cloud. Roposo Cloud is a dropshipping platform. It's a dropshipping store. So what we can do, we can just push any products from Roposo Cloud to Shopify. Now, after pushing these products, we simply uploaded them with the website, like we linked them with the website, and website started showing the products. So in the previous videos, we have talked about the planning of this entire project, which is going to be covered into 3 topics under digital marketing planning. Then we talked about e-commerce store setup in the second module, and then we talked about the meta ads account setup. We also talked about the merchant center account. Merchant center is the primary account to run shopping campaigns. So we have set up this merchant center account for springtails.in for the same e-commerce website. Now all of these products were uploaded in the merchant center, and in total we have around 39 products over here. Now these products will be used when we deploy the shopping campaign in the project. Post to which in the last video we have uploaded or set up codes in the website using conversion tracking and GTM setup. And in today's video, it's all about learning the search campaign. Now, search campaign is in fact very important campaign for any project in the world, because this campaign is responsible for the search engine marketing. In fact, if I take you to the business verticals, then you can see most of the business verticals have to deploy search campaign. So if you start with an education vertical, so let's say if you are going to get a job in education company or an ad tech company, then you must have to launch search campaign in those projects. If you start in a real estate company, let's say you work in a real estate company, then also you'll be needed to launch search campaign. E-commerce, tour and travel, hospitals, automobile, media, insurance. Like you look at any business vertical in the world, the business will need to run a search campaign. So search and remarketing campaign are the basic campaigns in any project in the world. So mastering search campaign means you'll be able to master the main campaign of Google. And that's why it's very important that you go through the idea or the foundation of launching the search campaign. Now, if I simply get back to the training deck and ask you, how do you want to start off your journey to launch the search campaign? So first of all, we are needed to understand the campaign structure. So any campaign that you make has to be divided into two different stages. The first one is called as ad group. So below the campaign, you always have ad groups. So you can have one or multiple ad groups in the campaign. If it's about meta, then we call them ad sets. And below the ad sets, we add keywords and ads. So here in Google, we add keywords and ads, and in Meta, which means Facebook, we add ads and target interest. Anyway, so it's all about having the campaign on the top in the hierarchy. Then we have ad group or ad set. On the third level, we have keywords or ads. This is the structure of almost every campaign on different platforms. Now, it's all about how would you launch a search campaign for this website. So first of all, we have to understand that campaign that we launch needs to follow the structure of the website. If it's about the search campaign, then we should be having a campaign on the top. Then the campaign shall be divided into different groups. Now let's say on this website, if we have to make a search campaign, we shall be breaking this campaign into a group named as necklace and pendants. Now this group is going to have all the keywords for necklace and pendants. We shall be having second group for earrings, and then we can have a third group for nose pin. So in total, we can have around 3 to 4 ad groups. We can have one generic group. A generic group can have keywords like artificial jewelry, imitation jewelry, maybe costume jewelry. Then we can have second group for earrings, and the third one for necklace and pendants, and one more for nose pins. So we can have 3 to 4 ad groups in the account. This is the very normal structure of any campaign. Companies also like make separate campaigns. So rather than having one campaign and multiple groups in the campaign, we can have separate campaign for every entity, for every particular category. So we can have one campaign as generic campaign, we can have a necklace campaign, we can have a earring campaign, and we can have a nose pin campaign. But usually whenever you start your project, then it's all about starting with one single campaign, having multiple groups. That's the standard format of any digital marketing account. So now here we have to start with a search campaign having multiple groups. So I have already made this document ready to save your and my time. So you can just look at this search campaign. So here we are going to have a search campaign by the name of springtails_search. This campaign is going to be divided into different groups. So we can have a group for generic keywords. Then we can have a group for earring keywords. We can have a group for necklace keywords. And lastly, we can have a group for nose pin keywords. But right now, I'm only going to launch this campaign with one single group, which is going to be a generic group. Now, the moment you think about launching any search campaign, the first requirement is to pull out the keywords of that campaign. If you have watched the previous video, then you would remember that we have already pulled up the keywords while we were doing the keyword planning. So we have pulled these set of keywords for the business. But we cannot just add all the keywords in one single group. We always have to divide the keywords or bifurcate the keywords in campaign and groups. So here we have to bifurcate these set of keywords in this format. So we have to divide campaign into different groups. Then the keyword has to come under that group. So if it's about generic keywords, then generic keyword goes under generic group. Earring keyword goes under earring group. Necklace keyword goes under necklace group. And the nose pin keyword goes under nose pin group. Additionally, you also have to understand the keyword match types, a very important part. Now, usually when we add any keyword in the campaign, it goes without any sign. So if we have to add artificial jewelry, the artificial jewelry would be directly getting added in the campaign. But the problem is this artificial jewelry keyword is going to show the ads broadly. Broadly means if somebody types jewelry, if somebody types artificial nose pin, if somebody types anything around artificial or jewelry, the ad is going to show up. So having this keyword added in broad means this keyword can trigger your ad on 100 different variants, on 100 different type of searches when anything matches with either of these two keywords. So we usually avoid adding the keywords in broad. The idea is to make sure the keyword shows the ad to the very close searches, to the relevant searches. And that's why we go with either phrase match or exact match. Phrase match is right in between broad and exact. And exact match means the keyword is going to show the ad somewhere to the exact searches. So I usually go with the phrase match keywords in most of the campaigns. Additionally, we also have to add the negative keywords. And negative keyword sounds very attractive because it seems like we're going to do something negative, but this negative keyword allows us to maintain the relevancy of the searches on the account. Now, this website is an e-commerce website for artificial jewelry. It means people can come on the website, people can search for gold jewelry, people can search for diamond jewelry, people can search for jewelry store, maybe jewelry shop. And we are not selling gold jewelry. We are not selling diamond jewelry. We are not even a jewelry shop. But because we have keywords around artificial jewelry, and if someone types artificial jewelry shop, we just don't want to show the ad when the search query, when the search term is having shop in it. So what we can do, we can add those possible words in negative. So we can add gold in negative. We can add original in negative. We can add shop in negative. We can add store in negative. We can also add diamond in negative. So having these keywords in negative means when a query, when a customer search is having any of these words in his search or in her search, then the ad will not show up. The ad is going to get blocked. And finally, we also have to add different extensions in the campaign, which starts with site link extension, showing different links of the website. Callout extension, a structured snippet, logo, image, phone, price, message, promotion, business. So we have around 10 to 12 extensions available in the ad account. We also have to add extensions. These extensions actually increase the length or the size of the ad copy, which brings the question, how do we create the ad copy? How does the ad copy for a search campaign looks like? So I already have a format of responsive ad copy added over here in the search ads tab. And you can see an ad for search campaign is called as responsive search ad. And this ad is going to have 1 to 19 headlines. Then this ad is going to have 1 to 4 description. So it's the combination of different headlines, description, then we have display URL, and finally we have to add the final URL, which means the landing page path. Cool. So now we also have to make sure the campaign, the headline limit has to be under 30 characters. There is something that people get asked in the interviews, and the description length has to be within 90 characters. So I have already added a formula over here. So whenever we write anything in this sheet, we can just count the length of the box of the cell by the length formula. Cool. So now all we have to do is to simply launch a campaign with generic group. We already have the keywords for generic group, which will be getting added in phrase match. Then we have to use this ad copy for this group. I think it's quite simple. It's not going to take a while. So if you have all the things ready in a sheet, in a format, then it's going to take not more than 5 minutes to launch the campaign. Campaign launching is I guess the easiest part if you know how to structure or how to create the campaign, or if you have the things ready for the campaign. But then we need some additional requirements for the campaign. Requirements like where would you show the campaign, the target location. Requirements like what would be the bidding strategy of the campaign, how much budget you have to give to the campaign. And this is something which we have already decided in the media plan. A plan in which we have already decided the activities which are supposed to be performed for the entire month. So you can see the third campaign is the search campaign. And this campaign is going to have a monthly budget of 6,000 rupees, which means we have to assign a daily budget of 200 rupees to this campaign. Now the target market for this campaign could be tier A cities or any city of India. So we can start with Delhi as the tier A city. Females, and the age range has to be 18 to 34. So we don't want to show the ads to female beyond 34, just because we think they would hardly be buying jewelry if they get older. So females usually go for actual jewelry. They go for gold and diamond jewelry once they get married or they get beyond the age of 34. Cool. So now for this search campaign, first of all, we have a monthly budget of 6,000 rupees. And also in the media planning, we have decided to generate around 12 conversions. We have decided to generate around 6 conversions, 6 sales from the search campaign. So towards the end of the month, we are expecting to drive this much sales from the search campaign. Now, so we have all the things ready. We have a media plan available over here. Then we have the ad group and keywords in the second tab. We also have the search ad. So let's quickly jump in the ad account so we can launch our first campaign. Now, if you are not been to Google ad account, then you simply get into ads.google.com, click on this plus sign, and click on new campaign. This new campaign is going to give you different objectives. If it's a sale based campaign, then you always go with sales objective and click on continue and choose the campaign type. For us, we have to go with search campaign. So I clicked on search, and then I have to choose the way where I would like to reach the goal. So I always have to go with the website visit in case of e-commerce projects. And then I choose the website URL. I'm choosing the home page, putting it over here and clicking on continue. Now this is going to allow us to give the campaign name. So I already have the campaign name saved in the ad group and keyword sheet, which is a springtails underscore search. So I copy it from here, just put it inside the campaigns tab, and then click on continue. Then I click on start new because I'm starting it as a fresh campaign. Goals. So anytime when you start a campaign in any account, if it's a fresh account, you always start with the clicks bidding strategy. Once your campaign gets older, once your account is having 15 to 20 conversion within a span of around a week, then only you think about changing the bidding strategy from clicks to conversions, from maximize click to target CPA, maybe target ROAS, maybe maximize conversion. So initially you always have to start with the maximize click or manual CPC bidding strategy. Also, we have to give a bidding limit. Now, how the hell we pull up the bidding limit? So we have decided in the media plan to limit this campaign with 10 rupees of, in fact, 20 rupees of the bidding amount, which is very, very high, by the way. So right now we can limit this campaign with 20. I still think 20 is on the higher side. So I'm going with 15 right now. This bidding amount is something which we have to change while running the campaign, depending on the performance. Then I have to click on next and choose the target location. So this time we are going with a tier A city, which is Delhi, Noida, and Gurgaon. So now again, the target location is something which we have to decide way before creating the campaign. This is something which we have already decided that we have to launch this campaign in a tier A city. We have not marked Delhi, so I can just write Delhi in the media plan. Anyways, then it asks us to choose the network. So we have two additional networks. Now, this is a very important part. When you think about launching the search campaign, then you always think that this search campaign is going to show the ads only on Google search. But that's not the case. If you go with choosing the recommended option of Google search partners, then this search campaign is going to show the ads to all the Google partner search engines. It can show the ads to AOL. It can show the ads to DuckDuckGo. It can show the ads to the small search engines. Additionally, it can show the ads on YouTube. That's right. So YouTube usually show video ads, but if you go with the first option, then this text ad can appear or will appear, in fact, on the top of YouTube when you search in the YouTube search bar. And then you have another option which is called as Google Display Network. Now this Google Display Network is more challenging. It's more difficult to understand because in fact it's very bad going with Google Display Network for any search campaign. When you choose Google Display Network with a search campaign, then ad gets shown on Google's third-party websites. We call it Google Display Network, GDN. These are the Google partner sites, combination of different websites, application, and games. So when you go on website like NDTV, you go on a website like OLX, you go on Aaj Tak, you think about any main website. This website is possibly going to be a Google partner website. They become partner of Google by signing up with a tool named as Google Adsense. So now choosing this web option means the ad is going to be placed additionally on Google Display Network as well. So we always have to uncheck this option unless a client asks us to use this option enabled. We don't want to show the ads on Display Network at all. Then we have to proceed forward to choose the target location. This is tier A city. Then a location advanced option, very, very important one. People really ask this question in the interview. So by default, when you make a search campaign, you are always having the first option selected, which is called as present or interest. So if you go with the by default option, then the ad can be shown to someone who is sitting in Mumbai, Canada, Australia, England. You think about any part of the world, the ad can still be shown. And this is very confusing. People think, how the hell ad can be shown in America or Mumbai if you don't have these cities in the target location? How the hell ad can be shown in England or London? Because you have not added these locations. But because you have the advanced location option selected as present or interest, the ad could be shown to people sitting in England if they type the location name along with the keyword. So if you have keyword like buy jewelry and someone types buy jewelry store in Delhi, buy jewelry in Delhi, the person is sitting in London, the person is sitting in America, the person is sitting in San Francisco, he could be sitting at any part of the world. If he is using the location name along with the keywords, then it means he's having the interest in that location. So the ad can be shown beyond your target locations. And people really ask us, like client really ask us, how the hell ad is visible to different parts of the world? We are not targeting the ads in this part of the world. So whenever you start off with any campaign, you do not go with recommended option. That's right. You go with the second one that says presence. This option allows us to block the ad, to show the ad to people in or regularly in the included location. We call it Google advanced location options, a search campaign advanced location options. Then the language should be English. We can go with, we don't need to set up the audience segments in the beginning. We can just ignore it for now. And then we have to proceed with next. Automatically assets. No, we don't want to create the assets automatically. Asset means all the keywords, all the ad copies and extensions can get added using AI. Then in more settings, we don't have to go through any of these settings. If you want, you can set up a start and the end date of the campaign as well, which we are not doing right now. Then we click on next. We just don't want this campaign to create the keywords and ad copies by itself using AI. That's why I'm going to skip this option. We already have the keywords and the ad copies with us. So now Google is giving us options to enter keywords. Now, how do we pick keywords? Now, if you don't have the keywords ready, then you have to take a lot of time to search about the keywords, to pull the keywords from keyword planner. That's why you always have the things ready while making the campaign. So now I simply have to get back into this ad group and keywords tab, copy these keywords and paste it over here. Again, I copy these keywords and pasting it in the campaign box like this. Remember, right now I'm adding these keywords in broad match because this keyword is not going with any sign. Then I have to create an ad copy. So now again, I need an ad copy to add headlines, descriptions, image, then maybe a final URL. So on the top, I already have the final URL available for display path. So now we have to get into the responsive ads sheet. This is available here, search ads. Then the final display path has to be artificial earrings. In fact, it has to be artificial jewelry, JWLRY. So I can simply copy artificial, put it in path 1. In path 2, I can simply copy and paste jewelry. Now, I don't want to add any phone number over here. In e-commerce ads, we don't show the phone numbers. We don't want people to call us. We just want people to land on the website, go through the product and purchase the products. So we want people to land on the home page. We want them to go through these products and simply purchase these products by adding them in the cart. Then we have to get back into adding the headlines. So I already have the headlines copied over here. This is headline 1. I simply paste it. This is headline 2. Okay. I simply paste it. This is headline 3. This is headline 4. This is headline 5. this is headline 6. I know it's going to take a while I'm adding all of these headlines. I just want you to stay with me. I'm going to finish it up in a couple of minutes. So now we have added 8 headlines. You can see the moment we add headlines, the ad strength improves from poor to average to good and then to excellent. Then for description, we have to use these 4 descriptions. So I'm going to add description 1, then description 2. 2 descriptions are mandatory to add in the ad copy, then description 3, and finally I have description 4 over here. Now you can see the headline, the ad strength stays average. So Google always recommends us to add some additional headlines. That's why I've not made all 15 headlines in the beginning. And let's look at the Google recommendation. So Google wants us to add some recommended headlines, something like buy costume jewelry. Now these headlines are coming from the keywords of the campaign. Then let's look at other recommendation, designer costume jewelry. Okay, so we are done with adding the keywords. The headlines are almost unique. Then Google also wants us to add some call to action in the headlines. Order online, shop online today, shop online now. We click on save, and here if the ad strength is improved to good. So you always go with a strength of good or excellent, and then avoid going with ad strength of poor or average. Additionally, we have to add different assets in the campaign, which has to be image extension or image asset, then the business name asset, then business logo, site links, call out. I'm not going to add all of these assets right now. It's going to take a while to add all of these assets. I'm going to click on done and click on next. Now it's time to provide the daily budget. Now, as I said, we have already decided the monthly budget in the media plan, and the daily budget for this campaign is around 200 rupees. So the monthly budget is 60,000. So we have to divide, I'm sorry, the monthly budget was 6,000. So I have to divide 6,000 by 30. It becomes around 200 INR, a very small budget, by the way. Then Google is recommending us a CPC of 1.84. Now don't get confused with this amount. Google always recommends us a very small CPC, but when we did the keyword research, then Google wanted us to bid somewhere in between 10 to 20. We went with a very higher amount in the media plan, and we went with 20 rupees as the bidding amount. Now always put high numbers when you are making media plans, because if you go with lower numbers and your campaign does not work, you don't have a flexibility to increase the bidding amounts. Anyways, then we have to click on next. It says the campaign name already exists, so I can just name it Spring Tales Search, couple of dots. This is okay, and then I again try to, 1 second. Okay, then I have to check for errors. It's gonna take a while. While it says campaign name already exists. Okay, so again it's gonna take a while to check all the errors in the campaign. So when you are about to publish the campaign, Google takes some time. Google try to go through the entire campaign and checks if there's any error in the campaign. I'm sorry. If you have an error, then you have to get back in the campaign settings and fix that error. I know it's pretty annoying when you have to wait to make sure Google checks the entire campaign, but you don't have an option. You always have to wait up until Google fixes all the issues. Cool. So now while Google is publishing this campaign, let me just check what you are supposed to do if you are watching this video, or if you are already a trainee, intern, or a member of this entire project. Cool. So first of all, I would want to dedicate some activities to people, like to members or the trainees in this project. Okay, I'm just waiting for the campaign to publish. I don't know why the hell it's taking this long, but okay, now I have this option of publish button. Perfect. The campaign is getting published. Done. So now the campaign is published. Now, what if I ask you what are the things which are left to complete in this campaign? So we have talked about adding these keywords. In fact, adding, where do we have the keywords? Sheet. Okay, so we have talked about adding these keywords in phrase. This is something which is left. We have also talked about adding these keywords in negative. So we have to start with going to the campaign by clicking on the campaign steps. Now this is how your interface looks like. On the left hand side, you have the options to go in the campaign, groups, ads, assets, then search keywords, audiences, locations. So most of the options for this account are now available towards the left hand side. Cool. So now we have to get in the campaign. We click on the campaign, we go to group, and then here we find all the keywords. Now it's time to change all of these keywords from broad match to phrase match. So we have two possible options. One, we can just put these inverted commas manually for each and every keyword. But what if you have 100 keywords in the campaign? Then it's going to take a lot of time. The second option is if you can just change this keyword by clicking on this broad to phrase. But again, if you have 100 keywords, it's again going to take a lot of time. So we have to click on the top box, which selects all the keywords in the campaign. We click on edit, click on change match type, choose change all match types, and then toggle this from broad to phrase match, and then click on apply. This action is going to change all the keywords on the campaign from broad to phrase. Then we have to go to the keywords sheet, copy all the negative keywords. Now, negative keywords are very important to add in the campaign. Otherwise, you may end up losing a lot of money on the non-relevant searches. Cool. So now as we have copied these keywords, we have to go to the negative keywords tab. Now you won't find the negative keywords tab if you are looking at the left hand side. This negative keywords tab is available over here. Negative search keyword. You have to click on the plus sign. Then you have to choose ad group or campaign. We are going with campaign. You have to add all the negative keywords over here and then click on save. That's it. So now we are done with the campaign creation part. We have also changed keyword match types from broad to phrase. We have added the negative keywords. What is left? We are left to add assets in this campaign. And by the way, we have to add so many assets in the campaign. So I'm not going to add assets in the campaign right now. In fact, we have to add groups as well in this campaign. We have to add earrings group. We have to add necklace group in the campaign. It's going to take a while. So rather than adding all of these, doing all of these tasks by myself, I'll be assigning these tasks to a member or the trainee of the project. So activity, what I want people who are at least members of this project is to, first, I want you to start working on something which is called as, okay, so you have to prepare. So these keywords are the initial keywords. I have not planned it. So you have to start with plan earrings and necklace group keywords. So right now on this website, we have necklace and pendants products ready. We also have the earrings products ready. We don't have the nose pin products ready. It's blank right now. So we have to start with adding two more groups in the campaign, necklace and pendant groups and the earring group. But before we launch these groups, we have to start working on keywords number one. Then we have to start working on ads as well. So we have to make ads for artificial earrings and ads for necklace. Cool. So I'm going to the project activity. I'll just assign this activity to someone, but right now I'm just writing as activity one as plan keywords for necklace and earrings group. earrings ad group. This is activity 1. Then I would want again someone to add all the ad extensions, which is also called as assets now, to the search campaign. So first activity is to actually do the addition of assets in the search campaign. Then the second activity, the first one I just like made adding extensions as the first activity because I want the campaign to be completed. Right now the campaign is not completed, by the way. So I want, okay, now who can I assign this activity to? Let me just check. I have multiple people over here. So I can either assign it to, let me just check, Subrata. Subrata is working on most of the tasks which are assigned to him recently. So I can either assign it to Subrata or I can assign it to Shambhavi or Megha. I'll just mark under his name, under her name, if I have to assign this to these people. Anyways, so as I said, the idea is to get started with like launching the campaign, which we have already launched. Then you have to complete the campaign by adding extensions and assets. And finally, plan keywords for necklace and earring ad groups. And then I will be assigning again an activity to people so that they can create the ad groups in the campaign. Then finally, we have to work on this campaign in the ad account to generate sales. So making the campaign is not the job completion. It's the beginning of digital marketing. It's the beginning of working in the account. When we make a campaign, we have to optimize the campaign. We have to make like generate leads from the campaign, or we have to generate sales from the campaign. So when you think of becoming a digital marketer, then it's not about launching campaign. It's more about generating result from the campaign. It's more about driving the result or generating the result which you have promised in the media plan. Anyway, so I think this video has become very long. In moving forward, we have to launch a shopping campaign, performance max campaign, and additional campaigns in this project, so we can complete sales that we have decided in the media plan. I shall be seeing you. If you have any doubts, by the way, we can discuss it over the weekend calls, and then we can have a live project sessions. So people who are like really confused about what to know, how did we launch the search campaign, if you have any questions about this search campaign, then we can definitely discuss about it. I shall be seeing you in the next video.